Let's draw a cookie in Procreate. We can use this cookie decorating kit, or you can use your favorite Procreate brushes. If you're using the cookie decorating kit, you can stamp out one of these cute shapes. But if you're using your own Procreate brushes, we can just go ahead and draw out a shape. So let's use the texture draw or your favorite texture brush to I'm going to draw a very simple cookie like this. And go ahead and fill it in however you like whenever you draw. I'm filling this in with the texture drawing brush from the cookie kit, but you can use any texture-y brush that you think would kind of look like baked goods. And because I want to make sure that this is opaque and not see-through, I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that layer. And then I don't want a deeper color, I just want it not to be see-through, so I'm just going to go to the layer underneath, go up to my magic wand, hue, saturation, brightness, and turn the brightness all the way up. And I'll just duplicate this a couple of times just to make sure that this cookie is completely opaque, and it is. Okay, good. So we'll just start out with a simple cookie that you can draw, and then we'll make a new layer. With our new layer, we can click on it and choose clipping mask, and then go ahead and select like a deep brown color. If you have the kit, you can choose one of these fresh baked colors. If you don't have the kit, choose any deep brown that you like and get any kind of texture-y, fun texture-y brush. The bakery kit has light texture, medium, and a shader too. I think I'm just gonna use the textured shader one. Change the size a little bit. And because it's a clipping mask, wherever I shade, it's only going to go directly on my cookie. It's not going to go over on the white part. I'm just gonna put a little bit of shading to make it a little more golden brown, and go over it again a little darker on the edge, like this. So I think that looks nice. So if you see, it's a clipping mask. It's pointing, the arrow's pointing down at the layer that it will stick to. So it's only going to stick on that layer. I'm just merging those layers. So now I have a nice textury cookie, and I want to decorate the cookie. So let's add another layer. And this time let's use a creamy spreadable icing brush and maybe some really pretty colors from the Sugarless Swirls. How about like a nice pink? If you don't have a frosting brush, use any Procreate coloring brush that you love just to get a nice bright color. We can add our shine to it later. So you can either fill this in the way I am, the old-fashioned way, or you can color drop however you like. Something really fun to do at that point is take your frosting layer and duplicate it. Go underneath to the one on the bottom. Go back up to that magic wand to hue, saturation, and brightness, and turn that brightness all the way down. Ooh, I actually see some spots coming through where my pink layer isn't opaque, so I'm just going to duplicate it a couple more times to make sure I don't want that black showing through. But now let's click on the black underneath and just move it ever so slightly like this, just to show it's going to look like a shadow. Let's turn the opacity down a little. So it looks like your icing is really kind of puffed up pretty high. It looks like it's got a nice three-dimensional look to it, which I really love. So I can merge those layers together too. And now let's go ahead and put a little design on our cookie. You can use, let's see, if you have the kit, you can use a frosting brush, or you can use any frosting brush that you like. With this frosting brush, we're always going to want to choose two colors. The lighter one should be on the right-hand side, the darker one on the left. And make sure the darker one is selected when you go to draw with this frosting brush. So maybe we'll draw a little heart like this. Let's move it over here. You know what? That's pretty cute, but I think I changed my mind. I think I want a chocolate color. So let me try that again. Let me clear that. Let's do this again. Oh yeah, I like that look with the brown, deep, dark, yummy chocolate next to the pink. So I have a little chocolate heart, and I'm also going to duplicate that layer and go to the layer underneath. Select the magic wand, change my hue, saturation, and brightness all the way down, and just move that darker layer over here the way we did with the pink layer, and go ahead and turn that opacity down. So now it looks like that also has a shadow. And as I'm looking at it, I think the pink layer could use more of a shadow. So let's go back to it and duplicate it again. Go underneath, magic wand, hue, saturation, and brightness all the way down. Let's put a little shadow over on this side too, just a little bit. And of course we can turn that shadow down. I just want to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Let's see if we can, there we go. Yeah, I like that very much. You know what? Maybe we'll do the same with the heart. Let's have a little more dimension. Very nice. So I'm going to merge the heart layers together, and then the pink layer with the frosting, merge those layers together. And let's see, what else can we do? We can put some sprinkles. Let's add a new layer, and let's do some confetti sprinkles. So we can get our color palette. Let's do our rainbow color palette, maybe with, now since it is rainbow color confetti sprinkles that we're using, I think this is rainbow, yep. The color is going to be varied. So even if you do choose a color, it's not going to be exactly only just that color. I think I want to put this layer underneath the top though. That is looking really cute. Let's do our little magic trick again where we duplicate, but this time let's duplicate the frosting layer and go to hue, saturation, and brightness, bring that all the way down and move it just a little bit. So now even our sprinkles look three-dimensional, but I do want to duplicate the sprinkle layer, and in the middle layer, I think I'm going to go with a white just to brighten it up. So I have 3 layers of sprinkles, which I can now take this down a little bit. I'm going to merge these two. This one I want to duplicate and put more shadow over here. That might be a little bit too much. Dial it down a little bit. I really like that. So let me go ahead and merge all of those. It's my sprinkles. Okay, so I do think though I want to add just something to make it snap a little bit more pop. So I think between the cookie layer and the frosting layer, the pink frosting, I think I want to add more frosting. So I'll go back. I'm going to go to creamy spreadable frosting, and I'll just do a white underneath. It really looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? And again, my little cheat, duplicate the layer, go underneath. Magic wand, change the brightness all the way down, and let's put some shades. So it looks like that frosting, it's three-dimensional. This cookie looks so delicious and adorable. And there you have it. You can make this cookie with pretty much any Procreate brushes that you love, because most of the technique is really built into the Procreate, where you have your magic wand, your hue, saturation, brightness. And if you like, I'll show you one more trick you can even use. We can even put a shadow underneath our cookie. Final trick. Let's go down below the cookie. Take that hue, saturation, brightness all the way down so you have underneath your cookie a dark cookie. But this time, let's not only just move it a little bit, let's also click on that magic wand and give it a little bit of a blur, so it really looks realistic. I chose the Gaussian blur. I think that's how you would say it, Gaussian blur. And I think I just did it like 3 or 4 or 5%, just to give some effect of the cookie having 3-dimension as well as the frosting layers. So have fun. I know I had fun with you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye. I think I almost forgot the best part, which is the liner, the reflective lining. This just really makes it so much fun. So you can either use your favorite Procreate liner, or if you have the cookie kit, you can use this liner. It's called the white liner with reflection. And it's just some extra fun. Kind of looks much more real with a little bit of gloss. Just for a final touch. Have fun.